Our liberties being stripped, mask by mask by mask. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, August the 15th. And well, what do we have here? Some more mask mandates, some more trying to take control of our country through the people that we don't want to have control. The socialism agenda is being advanced, and the words of science. We'll see. Okay, lockdowns, masks, and now a bill on the floor to ban people from traveling, unvaccinated people. I guess HIPAA does not apply to vaccines and to that and privacy. So again, just another stripping of America's freedom being shipped away, slip sliding away. Okay, but of course, thank God for the current administration and that Biden is on vacation when there's another Saigon moment happening in Afghanistan. I mean, God forbid that if it was President Trump, they would be ridiculing him for when he was on the golf course on a phone. But of course, let's make sure President Biden gets plenty of rest so that he can continue his destruction that was started from his partner back in 2 administrations ago. God forbid that that anybody should say a bad word about the current president. I mean, it'd be a shame. But we've got businesses in this country suffering because people don't want to go to work, and they want to stay home and get the stimulus, and of course the new infrastructure bill. That, interestingly enough, so far, 9 Democrats are going to put a stop to the bill until the infrastructure bill passes. So we'll see. I mean, again, this is, the money does not grow on trees. I think we've been all taught that from our youth. I think our parents probably said to everybody that money doesn't grow on trees, but I guess according to the imbeciles at the Fed and the government, I guess they think that it does grow on trees because, of course, we've got Nancy Pelosi giving one of her staffers a 15% raise, and government employees are getting raises at all-time record paces. But we don't have inflation. Let's not worry about that, okay? Or in other words, screw you and me, the average people that have to work every day, and let's make sure the imbecile government workers get their money. Okay, this is where the biggest problems lie. I don't care if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. This is where the problem lies. They missed no checks during the COVID pandemic when everybody was home and couldn't work. They didn't miss a paycheck. In fact, they took a raise then. Okay, but of course, let them keep giving us the story of there is no inflation, and let us keep trying to strip us of our freedom through social media, through the mask mandates, through trying to probably lock it down again so they can get this universal income bill passed. Look, at the end of the day, we have a mess. We have tyranny. We have a stripping of the freedom of Americans. Okay? Now, what's going to happen? I don't know. But certainly, if you have listened to me for any amount of time, I've laid it out pretty well so far as what's going to happen. And I would suspect that you're going to have a revolution coming here if this continues. You cannot continue to steal from the citizens, okay, and force them. And with the ridiculous inflationary tactics, taking energy out of this country, okay. But of course, our president, Biden, he went to OPEC and said, can you produce more for us? You think, does anybody here listening think OPEC's really there to help you? Do you think they're going to do anything to help this president or any president? Okay. Again, hate President Trump all you want, but at least he had our enemies at bay. Okay. This guy is opening the door as he kisses their ass when they walk by. Okay. But, we've got, this is very similar, to thousands of events in history of, the people getting taken advantage of. And this time will not be any different, okay, unless the people rise, which hopefully will, in this country, we are ready to do so, okay, because, listen, as they head to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, for the annual, it's a Fed meeting in Wyoming with all the big shots go. Okay, I won't be invited, but we have one of the major risks of the duration spread, which is the bonds against how the markets are moving. The spread is widening, creating a dramatic risk in duration and interest rates. Okay, now so far, the Federal Reserve has been, very accommodative to the whiners of Wall Street, okay, and those who want the cheap money, okay, and continue to do so. But at some point, that is not forever. That isn't like Buzz Lightyear and go to infinity and beyond. There is a breaking point. Okay, the Fed has proved this time after time after time. They have never once succeeded with their program. Okay, they have done a great job at stripping the middle class out of capital. They have done a great job of creating a lot more poor people and creating a lot more billionaires, but they have done nothing that has actually helped the overall economy and the people that make it go, okay, which is the middle class, which is a shrinking class, okay? But of course, listen, let's by all means, let's keep printing money, okay? We need to make Jeff Bezos be the first trillionaire, okay? And I'm a capitalist, but you have to realize that the average American cannot take advantage of the programs that are out there. Okay. Yes, their 401k's up, but they can't do anything else. And therein lies a bigger problem. Okay. But that, of course, has led the small traders back into the crypto world. And we'll talk more about Bitcoin when we get there, but you are seeing more activity in cryptocurrencies, plus a pretty good rally, which we did talk about here. But again, you're creating more fear. And again, the more control the government tries to grab, the more it pushes away people, which brings in the higher probability of a revolution, okay? But also the higher probability that other things will succeed that we probably don't want to. But of course, crypto, I think, is the currency of the libertarian. I'm a fan. I'm not a big investor because, again, I don't, the markets are, I don't like unregulated, uncontrolled places where my money can go, where it can disappear. At least when I invest my money, I want it somewhere. Well, Coinbase, for example, if it's there in cash, it is guaranteed. So, but I think that, as we look at the different things that are going on, and of course, we've got the flash crash that happened last week in the metals, okay? And of course, the conspiracy theorists, the nefarious act of COMEX, and all the story and cries of market manipulation in the metals markets because the central bank, I understand the central banks are trying to control prices. That's not a problem. Okay, I understand that. Okay, but a market cannot be manipulated without two parties. Okay, if the Fed is selling gold to keep the price down, then there has to be a buyer to take the other side. Okay, if the Fed is buying gold to push prices higher, there has to be a seller. Okay, they're not buying and selling it to themselves. So there has to be two sides of every market. So fixed, manipulated or not, it takes another party. So if it is manipulated, then the manipulatee is trying to take advantage of what they think is being done wrong by the central banking system. Okay, so again, there has to be two sides to the trade. It's called price discovery. If there's nobody to help discover price, you can't trade a market. Okay. And as my grandmother used to say, who'd like to go to the racetrack, maybe I'll bet on the crooked horse. Okay. So look, the flash crash, in my opinion, was nothing more than, as we used to call it on the floor, is a tap on the shoulder. Somebody had too big of a position that got liquidated out in the middle of the night when there is no volume and no action. Okay. So, but to me, that was a overzealous trader or firm that had too big of a position that got forced to liquidate because they couldn't cover the margin and the cost and whatever. Okay. And that is usually what causes those types of movements that pushes markets. And boy, the high frequency cries are out there again. And I can only say this to all of you. You should kiss the ground of the high frequency traders, maybe because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have the commissions that you're paying. And believe it or not, high frequency trading goes both ways. It goes up and it goes down. It is not just down. You have to stop with the thinking that it's only if they're really high frequency trading really just replaced market makers. High frequency trading took guys like me and put me out of business from being a floor trader. Okay, so let's not get so nuts and buy into the bull media hype of high frequency trading is bad. You should kiss their ass for letting you have the commissions that you pay. Okay, otherwise you'd be paying, back in the old days, you'd be paying $100 for an option trade or a futures trade instead of $5 and zero commissions. Okay, so just keep that in mind. As everything else is going skyrocketing, and all of a sudden we may have a shortage of wheat, which is exploding, and we'll get to that in the market report, but the cost of bread is going up. So another thing that won't count to the inflation curve, the cost of bread, because food and energy, the numbers when they give you are always X food and X energy. Another crock developed by our system of infinite geniuses. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horwitz. It's always great to be with you. And of course, always take care of our sponsors if you can. It'd be great. And of course, we've got a couple of brokerage sponsors. Now, again, these are sponsors that I personally use and that I believe in. And I do have others. Okay. But again, I want to make sure when I talk about brokerage partners, I have many brokers. Okay. I probably have 5 or 6 of each in all my different accounts, both futures and equities. But I do have 2 that I prefer. And there's very simple reasons. For futures, it's the Capital Trading Group, CTG we call them. They are a wonderful organization. They are run very close-knit. They treat their clients like family. They call you, they help you. You got a problem, you pick up the phone. You don't go through 9 hours of voicemail waiting for somebody to answer the phone. There's a problem, they take care of it. They're the only ones that I authorized to do my letter of direction trading for our futures portfolios models. Okay, because they do a great job, because they execute on time and everybody gets the same fill on time. Okay, so they are the only ones I've authorized. They do my trading. Now tonight we'll be reversing our soybeans. Okay, or tomorrow. Now they won't reverse till tomorrow. They'll reverse tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. Okay, but in the meantime, they've got some great managed futures products and they handle all my accounts. So if you want to check them out, go to info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. And my equity and options trade brokerage partner is Tradier. Now, this is the simplest decision you could ever make. It's $10 a month. Okay. So for $10 a month, I save 5 figures on commission. Okay. Because if you're trading options, you're paying 65 cents. I don't care where you're at. Okay. And they've got great service. You call them, there's a problem, they get on the phone with you. They don't hide. And we've got their APIs, which allows us to automate your portfolios. If you're a member of our equity portfolio team, you get to automate if you choose. It's free. It's already part of your membership. Whether you use it or not, you get the software because it's cloud-based. And the trades come to you that we're making. And we don't trade during the day. We trade overnight. Our trades are ready before the open in our memberships because we don't believe in getting involved in the day-to-day emotion. But Tradier, unbelievable, spectacular. And again, to be able to automate it, what could you ask for better? Family Farms, another great partner. Again, I only pick good partners because, if they're not good, I get out because I can't take it. But we're aligned. We want our members, their members, we want them to do better. We want them to manage and hedge their farms so that they can do what they do best, which is farm and take care of it. Okay, but you always got to protect the money. But check them out. They're great out of Missouri, Family Farms. And our commodity report written by Andy Hecht. You're also a partner now at Bubba Trading. Look, if you're a commodities trader, you're not reading this, you should be ashamed of yourself. It is by far the most comprehensive commodity report ever written. It's called Technomental. You can look at it at BubbaTrading.com. And our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And yesterday, I did a webinar on day trading because I day trade every day for my members. And we have a class coming up September 8th. If you'd like to hear the webinar, all you got to do is email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. And I'm going to try to get it posted up on the website as well. But in the meantime, for now, you have to email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. You can get the recording. The recording is free, so check it out. And in the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and our market commentary with me, Todd Bubba Horowitz. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, August the 15th. My God, it's time flying. So markets are in the pits. They're in the dog days of summer. There is absolutely nothing going on, with the exception of the Dow and the Russell and NASDAQ keep making new highs, or Dow, the S&P and Russell. But again, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Okay, the markets, it's quiet, it's typical. This is not unusual, and dull markets go higher. It couldn't get any slower. It is pathetic. But we do day trade every day and have managed to make some dough. Okay, most of the time. But again, some days you don't make a trade because even the day trading is not always tradable. And that's recognizing and controlling yourself. In the meantime, this is brought to you by our friends at Capital Trading Group, CTG. And again, I have other brokers, but just remember, my preference and the only ones I've authorized for letter of direction trading who will get my trades is the CTG Group because they've got great service. They got great people. Okay, they take care of my members. They take care of my money. Okay, and they've got some great managed futures products. Check them out. info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. That's info.capitaltradinggroup.com/Bubba. So, last week, Dow made new highs on Friday. S&P made new highs. NASDAQ was flat to lower for the week, but way up in the stratosphere. I mean, you're seeing extremely tight consolidation at upper levels. We are along those three. And the Russell was lower for the week, and we're still short the Russell. Makes sense, right? Now, again, you can look at the charts, and you can see that small caps are struggling, and partially because of the stupid inflation that nobody admits that we have. Okay, but in the meantime, so we will stay in these positions. Now, of course, obviously, we will be long the equities except for the Russell until at least tomorrow, Tuesday. Okay, because we don't change during the day. No matter what happens, we will be long until Tuesday or short the other. Again, we could go either way. We don't argue, we just go. So in the meantime, we're long the 3 and short the Russell. Okay. Crude, pretty flat week, pretty wild week, but pretty flat. We're still short crude. It doesn't look very good. Now, certainly, with the Biden requesting, but it didn't react like when he requested, but he wants more oil from OPEC. God forbid we should make our own oil. I mean, let's worry about the climate change all at one time, in one day, and cut everything out and stop making money. But anyways, so crude, we're still short, and it looks pretty bad, just at the bottom end. And of course, we talked a little bit about the gold, silver, and platinum flash crash on Sunday night, Monday morning. All I can tell you is this. I think it was a forced liquidation. We don't trade platinum anymore. Now, we would be long if we did. Okay, platinum did a good job. Actually closed positive on Monday, but actually is back over 1,000, which is good. So, but we would be long platinum, but we don't trade anymore. But we are still short gold, which looks a little bit better. And probably tomorrow, tomorrow will probably be a defining moment as to whether it's going to turn or actually go ahead and head for the lows again, which I believe right now it'll head for the lows again. And silver still looks awful. Okay, finally had an up day on Friday, but it still looks awful, and it looks like it's headed for 20. But we'll see. Again, we'll be short until we're not. Okay, you know me. I'm not gonna hold it forever. I mean, I will hold the physical though. I'm always a buyer of physical metals. Just keep that in mind, and we'll have a new physical metal supplier as a sponsor as well. But in the meantime, as we look at the copper is really sucks. It's just, we went through it about 6 months ago. It gets into these wild consolidation patterns, okay, down at like the 430 level. We're long copper, Okay, but it's a tough trade right now because it's really just range bound trading, and not going either way. So, and that's never good for what we're doing. But again, it is what it is. And fortunately, it has not gone far enough to trigger a reversal, which is the key, right? As long as we don't get reversed, it's fine. Okay, so we're still long. Natural gas had a down week, first one in a while, and it did close below $4, but it's still very high for this time of year. And as we get closer to hurricane season and closer to winter, believe it or not, prices could rise. We're still long. Okay, bonds and notes had wild days, but pretty. Excuse me. The note they finished high, a little bit higher, but again, with the rates a little bit lower. But the duration risk is real, and it is signaling something, which means that something's got to give. Okay, either bonds got to give, or equity's got to give, and at some point that will happen. Okay, especially with investors as bullish as they've ever been, and they've been in the last 20 years. Let's see, 20 years ago, 2001. Oh, that was a pretty big crash, 2001. And I'm not predicting crash. I'm just saying, okay, those duration risks are huge, and Goldman Sachs is all over it. And just remember one thing: Goldman Sachs is the smartest and the sharpest in that industry, in this industry. Okay. Anyways, so as we look, so we're still long bonds and notes. Okay, although I don't believe it, but we are. Again, I don't fight the trend. It is what it is. And the dollar, we're back to long dollars again. Again, things change, markets change. We're just following the trend. We don't have an opinion. Okay, I don't watch the news. You know that. I watch VSiN Sports and Information Network. I don't watch the news. Okay, I only appear on the news. I don't watch it. Okay, so. Again, we have to remember, what the trend is, and that's the side. That's always the right side. It may not always make money, but that is always the right side. In the grain markets, well, we're going to be after tonight or tomorrow. Now, depending if it's with CTG, it'll be tomorrow, but we'll be long all of them again, which I said I wanted to be from the beginning, but I knew that I have to follow the thing. But basically, we've been in solid consolidation, and of course, the WASI report kicked them up and broke them out. So now we are finally going to reverse beans. Okay, we just stayed long throughout, but we finally reversed corn and now beans. So by tomorrow afternoon, everybody will be long. Okay, and in the meats, we were long everything but hogs. Cattle. Okay, had feeder cattle had a very flat week, but is way up near its high, and fat cattle had a nice up week. Okay, and again, look, we're long on both. Hogs, got torched again after looking and getting us long. Then they got a short again, and we're short. And in Bitcoin, we were long. And look, it looks good. It looks really good, and it looks like it's got a chance to make a run at the highs. So again, we're believers, and the more products they put out for it, the more we will cover right here on Bubba's Bottom Line. Okay, in the softs department, you've got cotton, which is way up there, nicely done. We're long. Coffee's been whippy, but, again, higher, and we're still long. Sugar making new highs, we're long. Cocoa making a nice rally, we're long. And OJ popping, and we're long. So we're in pretty good shape overall. And again, we're just with the trends. We're not opinionated. We have to be prepared to trend and trade with the trend. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, August the 15th. We're going to step out here for a break, and we'll be right back with my commentary. Bubba's Bottom Line. Well, kids, I talked to you about CTG in the opening, and of course, our other brokerage partner, and I do have other equity and option brokers, but is Tradier. And as I tell you every day, $10 a month, how can you pass that up? I mean, it's even if you get so much money, you save so much money by using them. It makes no logical sense. But, again, you trade where you want. You want automation? No, we can automate because we've got 3 APIs. It's not required. There's no cost to it. It's part of your membership. But, for our equity members, we can automate your portfolios. For our futures, there's a fee. For our hedging is a fee, but that's because the hedging is a class and the portfolios is a membership. But either way, $10 in automatic trading. What more could you ask for? Okay, Tradier brokerage and family farms. What a great group. I had so much fun with them, by the way. I didn't get a chance to talk to them, but I'm meeting with one of them next week. But what a great group of people. And it just, the warmth of all the farmers out there and the way that they all have each other's back and trying to help. And then just everybody hedge is great. Okay. And they're out of Missouri Family Farms. And of course, Technomental, which is our commodity report written by Andy Hecht. And I tell you all the time, you want to report from a guy, that trades and traded them for 40 years, that ran the desk for Solomon and Phillips and some of the others, that traveled worldwide and traded physical as well as cash and futures commodities. How can you not have that? Technomental, it's called. It's at BUBBATrading.com. And our high school program at patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And, of course, yesterday I did my futures webinar. We day trade every day. And if you'd like to see the webinar, you can have it. Just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. Let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and me, Todd Bubba Horwitz, with my commentary. What's up? Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday. And, of course, every Sunday I give you a little bit of what I'm thinking and my commentary. And I just wonder, what this government thinks that they're doing by taking away our liberties, taking away our freedoms, putting a bill into Congress to prevent people from flying if they're not vaccinated. And I talked about this in the open a little bit, but didn't we have privacy? So now, not only have we to give up our privacy to be part of Facebook, which I'm not, Twitter, and Google and everybody else, okay? And not only do they want to have satellites tracking our every moment, and they want to have a digital currency, a digital currency so they can track everything you spend. Okay, now they want to mandate what you should do for your health. Okay, now I don't know what the right answer here is. I'm vaccinated, and I was happy to do so, but I don't know that everybody feels the same way, and I don't know that it should be a government mandate. Okay, because I don't think they've handled this whole thing very well. Okay, and I think that they're using another agenda behind just the virus itself. Now, I don't know that for a fact. These are my opinions, okay? But I think it's very sad. It's very tragic. And I think there's something much bigger behind the scenes that is really what they're working on. And it really has very little to do with the pandemic. We'll see what happens, everybody. Listen, have a great weekend. As always, thank you for watching. It is always a pleasure. And again, you can email me. You can make your comments. I'll respond. Good or bad, you don't have to compliment me. You can fight with me if you want. I'll respond. Just don't post crap. Okay, don't post garbage. Other than that, I'm happy to debate anybody. In the meantime, have a great weekend. As always, I thank you. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. We'll see you tomorrow with a Bubba's Daily Update. And for my new members and futures, we'll see you tomorrow for day trading. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you later.